Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft Let's Play. As always, this is Martin, and today we've got some bad news. Unfortunately, today is Wednesday, so this episode will be going up as Friday. And yesterday evening I was spending quite a bit of time over the last couple of days doing some prep, mining, caving, getting redstone and glowstone for the mob farm. And we had a little problem. I mentioned a couple of episodes back that I had a blue screen where my computer overheated and crashed, and it dumped all the memory to the hard drive, and then I lost the achievements. By comparison, that's no big deal to what has happened. Last night I was finishing off the mob farm rooms, which I'll go over and have a look at in a moment, and I was running iTunes at the same time. Bit of a mistake, my computer overheated and crashed. It didn't dump all the memory to the hard drive this time, and this world is now corrupted. I hadn't noticed it. Well, the first thing I noticed was when I reloaded the world, the last, say, 30 seconds of my progress had been wiped, and similar to how when you're on multiplayer and you lose connection, the few things you do before you actually disconnect get wiped, and when you get back, they're not there anymore, so you repeat them. So I repeated that. I thought that was odd, but I thought that was just due to the lag. And I finished the room and walked downstairs. Now, before I show you that, I just want to show you what I've gathered so far. Got 25 blocks of iron. It's quite a lot of lapis, ender pearl, some good collection of stuff going on here. Been back to the nether. I've harvested some of the spare nether brick from one of the pathways, and got more glowstone, which I've also converted some of which into lamps. Stone, the odd jumble, lots of cobblestone. This was going to be my big thing for this episode, however we'll leave it till next time. And those. Alright, so let's head off down to the mob farm. That's the nether portal room. Still, I think we've got enough time to get down there. Before I head off though, I made a makeshift chicken farm. Chuck those eggs up there. Anywho, right. And I've just stuffed the rest of the cows and the pigs into that little area down there. So we've got a couple of minutes. Sun's rising. That's good. Okay, so let's get out of here. It may get more and more laggy as I approach the area. For the first hour after the crash, and upon rejoining the game after the crash, the game played as normal for approximately 10 minutes, and then it just stopped. It slowed down to possibly the slowest frame rate possible. I think it was 1 frame every minute, something terrible like that. So anyway, essentially when a world corrupts, it's basically, if you can imagine a string of numbers from 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If that's the code, the world code, the file code, if you can imagine jumbling those numbers up and then switching some of them to zeros, that's essentially what happens when a world file corrupts. Data entries are missing, and so the world replaces what it thinks is missing with other it has like a failsafe which will just add stuff back into it. As a result though, it will mess up the world. So this is all usual. You can see the surroundings are more or less, I think the snow biome, I've got a feeling the snow has spread over into the swamp more than it should have, but I can't tell how much, be me not noticing it before. So let's go down in here. This is where I was when I had the crash. So I've just been cleaning out these rooms above here and lighten them up with this. So yeah, I came down here, and that was all. Ouch. Okay, that was all usual. And then I came down to here, and I saw this. I thought, what is going on? I thought it might be a random chunk error. No, that is very much not a chunk error. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it? It's not a chunk error. Sorry. When I say chunk error, I mean an unloaded chunk. I didn't expect to be able to walk through it. It is actually a complete chunk which has been torn out and replaced as a result of the crash. You can see the water is still there, and if I were to update these blocks, I think if I was to update that side and that side of the water block, it would start flowing. I've got a pickaxe, it's annoying. So here's the remaining half of the mob system that would go up. You can see up here, this is where I'd hollowed it out to. Yes, nice one. So I did have a look in there, and I did try and dig into that to see if the spawner just got encased. It's gone, it's completely moved. This is what it looks like up here, just stone wall. Just for an update though, this is what I had in this room, just lots of smooth stone and stone brick and plenty of stuff cooking. I believe this area survived down here. Let's have a quick look. Yes, this seems to have survived relatively well. Can't see any immediate problems. The frame rate I can feel is dropping at the moment, so it may be because we're sort of too close to the centre of the ground zero of crash. Let's go back up here. So I said you wouldn't be able to see much difference from here. Looks relatively nice. But if we come down here, that seems like a very suspiciously steep cliff. And yes, basically tore out a snow biome, just pulled out the whole thing and placed a different part of the same biome. So it's got different terrain. So where are we? This is the corner. This was originally here. As far as I can tell, this is the only chunk which has been torn up and moved. Nonetheless, the world file is corrupted. So, right, yeah, that's that. So, at the moment, there's not much I can do about that. Because the world file is corrupted, it is potentially yet to get worse. I could find that by exploring to new areas, the terrain generation code could mess up and the terrain will generate incorrectly. So as far as that goes, this world is pretty much unusable, and more or less, I don't want to use it because it could cause problems later on. So I suppose this world I've only played approximately, well, I've got 7 episodes out, which is half an hour each, plus about twice again in prep time, so it's not very long, maybe 15, maybe 15-30 hours of gameplay. That's not as serious as it could be. I'd rather this happen now than 2 months down the line, because what I'm going to do now is get a software package which automatically backs up the world. A couple of my friends have said I should use World Edit or MC Edit to remove the bad chunks and replace them, and then edit the world back to normal myself. That would work, but I don't want to use MC-Edit because that would taint the world. I want to keep my world as clear as possible, which means I won't be. Also, another thing they suggested is that I start a new world, same seed, and use too many items, the mod, or single player commands to quickly re-establish yourself. I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete this world. I may keep it for a reference so I can see particular areas where I've done particular things, but I'm going to restart this world, same seed, because I have made a note of the seed, and I'll restart it and recap very quickly off camera back up to where we are now as of what I've showed you right now. So that is the plan. There's probably going to be quite a lot of work, and I am quite busy with term wrapping up in the next couple of weeks, and then I've got my holiday, so this may take several weeks. By the time you're watching this episode, however, I may be well into restoration, so hopefully I shan't take too long, but I will be back, and this is not the end of my Let's Play. I will return, and I will see. This does make sense. Why is it's like it wants to be there? Oh, hello. That's doing something weird. Yeah. Right, so I will be back, and I'll be back with a clean slate, same world, same stuff, just in a few weeks. So I hope you'll stick with me, bear with me while I restore, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.